We got ourselves team 1 with Russians here with Try to Kite Me. We got ourselves Kragar. We got ourselves Avdo playing just Demonology Warlock. We got ourselves Trip as a red pally, and we got ourselves another red pally. Deaf Striker. Deaf Striker. Like deaf as in can't hear deaf? Versus Mary on the other team. Scragger going up first, throwing down the massive spear of Bastion as Mary goes in for a shield of vengeance. Scragger just looking to make some damage happen off of Mary, trying to make a bit of a setup happen here. Is playing the Kyrian setup. This is going to be a shield of vengeance that'll be 100% popping unless Mary somehow still has a shield. Oh, it looks like it was another shield available. I don't even know what that was all about. Krager looks like he's going to go for a bit of a blade storm, trying to make some damage happen here, trying to make a setup. As Mary is not looking all that good. Looks like Krager just had some random damage appear for him. Reflect from Mary. I don't even know what he really reflected, but looks like there's going to be Mary going down. Oh my goodness. Kragar, what'd you do to that man? Why would you do him like that? Why'd you do him dirty? We got us this big old free up. Big old fry up. Big old fry. Up next, getting interrupted on Shadow, actually taking quite a bit of devastating damage from Krager. Fear will not stop this man. Mind Games getting reflected onto big old Fry. Disperse and Mind Games actually hurt him. A little bit. But only a little. As a lot of the Disperse ended up healing over it. So that is at least pretty good. Does go for the spear into massive PI, but does it matter? But does the PI matter? Scragger trying to see if he can get Wolf Quartz out of there. Is going to be a big Convoke. Krager took so little damage from that Convoke. I guess Wolf Quartz is just the random abilities that threw up. It's probably like a Moonfire, Regrowth, Rejuve. Just got unlucky in his order of his abilities. Didn't go for the biggest burst in the opener. Plus, Krager is an orc. He is a little more resistant to all the bleed, all the stuns. So he doesn't sit in them as long. And with a single rake, I guess it's just not going to last long. It's like going for a cheap shot into burst. Kind of want to use a kidney shot instead. Krager taking a bit of damage from Wolf, though. That is quite a lot of bleeds on him. Down 7 Rage Regen. That is a massive defensive for him. Lots of healing here. Bash by Wolf. It looks like Krager is not going to be able to get one more Bloodthirst out of it. Still, Ignore Pain is available. He can generate a lot of rage, and that Ignore Pain does help him stay afloat, stay alive, stay kicking here. Is going to go for a bit of recklessness here. Blade Storm following up. Wolf is going to get charged on, get locked out. It's going to be Wolf trying to go for, oh, big damage on a Krager out of nowhere. Oh my god. What is that, a Raging Blow? Was that a Raging Blow that killed him? Jesus, that does a lot of damage. It also charges. Going to be Thorns available for Jesse, and Krager is just going to spear Jesse over there. Harpoon him like a whale out in the open, then back up. Consolidate his resources. Come back when he has more cooldowns there. Because I guess that Thorns are just going to do damage to yourself. It's just not a bad idea. Better just walk out of it. Just root the bear out in the open. He's going to go for that leap. Trying to see if he can catch up Jesse. Does he play the leap legendary? I do wonder if he's played leap legendary. Trying to go for an interrupt with Jesse. Missing that interrupt by a hair though. Roar by Jesse, but the dots are already rolling into Krager. Does have Ignore Pain for a lot of those dots. And a lot of those dots are getting absorbed into that shield. Reflect available in case Jesse tries to go in for a full Cyclone. Looks like he's not going to be able to really stop that clone this time. Trinket available. Interrupt Jesse on a heal. Jesse popping in the bear from Could Be Friends and Regen. Trying to make some damage here. Convoke coming now, but a fear prevents Jesse from continuing the Convoke damage roll. Krager, I think, just trying to wait it out until cooldowns are back. Thorns is up. Knows not to hit him. Gonna go for a leap into his own room. Trying to see if he can juke Jesse for a bit. Coming out as the Thorns are about to end. Hopefully the Bloodthirst keep him alive. Big spear onto Jesse as they're going for a Barskin. Trying to go for a massive Friends in Region. Just gotta shifting. Going for a bit of a Q and E. Strafe or A and D if your keyboard is set up a little differently. Big reflect onto Jesse. A Scragger does prevent himself from being bursted down. Has Recklessness rolling, so he has Rage Blows available for it. Blade Storm into massive damage on Jesse. Those Rage Blows are doing so much damage out of nowhere. And looks like Scragger taking him out just like that. Fame Monster X is the last one left. And Scragger just burned through a lot of his cooldowns versus Jesse. And Fame has already seen his health go close to 50%. Popping up Weapons of Order. Krager going in for that Ignore Pain as early as possible. Trying to ignore a portion of the damage that Fame Monster throws at him. The earlier you can use that, the better. Because your health is limited, Krager. But I think he knows that. Has Rallying Cry as the only defensive in case things go bad. I don't know if he's like on fear. He's going to increase his health. Looks like a Battle Master Trinket was used there. Maybe Warlock Hellstone to maintain his health. Does have the Spear from Fame Monster X. Trying to see if he can walk away from Karma coming out. And Krager might have to go for a Rallying Cry here. Ignore Pain is back out for that Karma to deal with some of the damage. Rallying Cry is up. It looks like Fame is going to go behind the pillar, reset. Kragar might turn around into Zuen and start getting those bloodthirsts because his health is not really doing all that good right now. His health, oh my god, he had a lot of borrowed health there. He had the trinket, the Battlemaster's trinket on use, as well as a rallying cry. And that was just so much borrowed health. As soon as those buffs disappeared, he just went to 1. Fame Monster, I didn't know if he really needed to go for Touch of Death, but I guess he was like, well, you know what? I might as well. Gonna be Advo up next as a, that was some good, that was some really good Fury damage gameplay, by the way. That was some really good Orc Fury Warrior gameplay, by the way. We haven't seen a Fury Warrior in Shadowlands compete that well in quite a while, and Kraga coming back, making sure Fury is still relevant. Remember how good that spec was back in BFA? I feel like we haven't seen that spec, and looks like Kraga is the man. They keep it relevant, but Advo is gonna have to find a way to finish up the work of Kraga. He did a good job with Fame for a bit. Borrowed health though is like borrowed powers. Eventually it leads to your downfall in some sense, unless you can utilize it. Just utilize as much as you can, but you can't completely rely on it. But it's going to be Advo getting some big damage onto Fame Monster. Doesn't have a defense anymore, but Fame does still have a bit of healing. Karma coming up very, very soon. If you can survive the damage of all these pets from Advo for a bit, you might be okay. Karma in just 3 seconds. If you can just live for 3 seconds, you might be okay. In just 3 seconds, Karma on one of those pets just to get some kind of damage rolling. And I think he is good Karma gameplay. I think that he is a good Karma gamer. So all he has to do is wait the pet to just attack him, gain some health from Karma. More to call by Advo. This is going for, I think, a slow onto Fame. Does go for a slow. It's going to have to go for Tiger's Lust. But that's going to be a pet stun into a fear right after. Advo, does he have any more damage? Getting the Candle Dawns up and running. Getting more pets up and running too. It's going to be instant cast Demon Bolts are rolling in as he goes in for a bit of a port away from Fame. No, actually, he's not good Karma. Looks like the Ring of Peace does come out. Fame is going to have a little bit of an issue with self-healing. Stun onto Fame for a second does have dampen harm. Zuen available, and there's going to be Weapons of Water as well as images. Advo taking a little bit of that damage from all those images from the Monk, but looks like Advo is not completely out of the game. Has himself a Tyrant available very soon. Reflect, I don't really know if he can do much for you. But Advo actually might be in a really bad spot. Looks like Fame Monster might have gotten a little bit of an upper hand of him. The Weapons of War, the damage with the Master is quite huge. It's going to go for that port away from Fame. Just needs to kite him until the Infernal finishes him. It looks like the Infernal actually gets the cast up while he's in a pod. Wait, he actually just trusted the Tyrant, not Infernal, but the Tyrant to finish off the Monk. If he wasn't Night Fae, the Tyrant would have disappeared as soon as you died. But that cast was midair. It was already there. You won. He didn't have anything left unless he had a Karma or a heal. Oh my god. Talk about calculated duel. Talk about a calculated duel. Oh my god. That was so good. That was so good. Wow. That was actually really, really good. That was insane.